time and make me do this, I'm going to charge you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
How are you going to charge the people that designate you those powers? Again, remember, folks, they get all of their credit from the gross domestic product and its farmers, farm and agriculture insurance credit, which backs this system. They give a percentage as a tax to the International Postal Union, which is a special deposit in the IMF and isn't money at all. It's all credit.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all from you.
Hey, remember when I looked at that and it said Dow and Amazon Smile something was the funding that the United Charities? Well, then I go to there and here it's out of Washington, Greater Washington community. Then you got the Cincinnati Foundation, the Madison Foundation, the Fidelity Investment Charitable Gift Fund. The Fidelity Investment Charitable Gift Fund is a public charity that supports a broad range of charitable causes. 19.9 billion in revenue, 48.3 billion in assets, folks.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell people. See, it's this
Amazing.
government operates on a budget, of course, but everything's presumed to be a nonprofit organization. So that when they max out their budget and everything above that goes back into their organization, that shows that next year they need to budget more. So they raise their roof. And next more, it's just a bigger fundraiser. You don't seem to be getting this. That's what everything is. Everything's supposed to be done based on donations. They're trying to show you. But instead of falling victim to their contributions, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. They aren't helping these people by paying a utility bill. They're keeping them enslaved by not teaching them that they're a secondary billing party. When in fact, that's a misnomer. If you're a third party to a trust that already has two contracting parties, and you're supposed to benefit under domestic tranquility and welfare, providing for the general welfare of all inhabitants, then why would you tell them they have to pay for it? It doesn't make sense.
It would seem that affecting an agricultural lien and sending a courtesy notice may have some effect in changing some of these things. And I've been writing that in my own thesis paperwork regarding what might be done with a proper agricultural lien to put these people on notice that they've been fucking up for a long time.
Listen, the agricultural lien's already there. It's Leviticus 25 verses 23 through 25. That's where it's gonna correlate. Who the fuck are you? Like I said last night, who the fuck are you to condemn his land? It says you're not supposed to sell the land forever, for it is his, and we are strangers and sojourners with him. And that in our lands of possession, and when we possess the lands, we possess all that's below and all that's above as well. And in all of our lands of possession, we're supposed to give a redemption for the land. In those lands, if we run across one of our brother, our next of kin, and they have sold off their belongings, and we offer to buy them back too, we're supposed to redeem them too. That's our purpose. Not to be charging everybody, but to overwhelm with the truth, to learn how to redeem this shit. Like I said, I've worked 40 years in this system, and they have insurance credits and unearned income that is sitting there that I didn't know that was even there until I started doing this research. Now that I've done the research, now I know I can do a forensic accounting on the decedent numinant report, which is a financial statement of all the transactions, commercial transactions throughout the entire time that Social Security number was used.
No, is that numinate report? Isn't that done in 2 phases?
You've got the decedent numinate that you have to get first, and then you can do a live numinate. The decedent numinate is done by an application to a certain address. Live numinate is done by handwritten request and has to be mailed in to another address. And you have to do the one first before you do the other. You have to do the decedent first and then do the live numinate. And they tell you, look it up.
Thanks for articulating that, because my brother wanted to go ahead and do that, and I was doing some research into it, and I told him we'd go ahead and start the process when I get home.
Yeah, and it's a matter of correcting the estate. It's a matter of correcting the estate and recovering the estate, because I assure you, when I get ready to do mine here shortly, hopefully, they're going to try to tell me, well, no, we don't do. Health and Human Services is going to try to tell me, well, we don't do anything about that until you die. And I said, well, no, that's the problem. They're administrating the estate in a probate fashion while I'm alive, and that's opposing the dynamic that's put out in Scott versus McNeil, that the courts of probate have no jurisdiction over the estate of a person who is in fact alive. So who do they think they are? See, again, it goes back to the conviction thing. They can no longer convict me anymore because I'm already convicted in the word of truth that I know. I'll never let them pose in any of those false accusations again. I can't possibly.
There may be some deception in that word alive.
I can't possibly be a defendant. It doesn't matter whether you want to talk about alive or not. Now we're talking about something that is clear and principled. I cannot
Right.
be.
All I'm indicating is in the breakdown of the language, you have an A before the word live, which makes it a no live.
Right. And that's why we use the transitive verbs and stuff like that show now time, living.
Yep.
I'm a living soul. I was a living soul just a second ago. I'm going to continue being a living soul as long as I have that breath of life.
They want to continue to use the cemetery law to manage the underworld empirical aspect here.
Well, yeah, and they have the best suckers in all the world, because you're the ones undertaking everything they tell you to do.
We sure are.
Undertaking it. That's exactly the way this language works.